My name's Kyle, and this week's episode, we get some projects done around the wagon, get things all settled in, cleaned up after having 2 days off with the harvest here, and we ended up checking some cows, and next thing you know, we were, by the end of the day, chasing sheep, so stick around to hear how that went. We find ourselves here with a nice 2 days off, which is very rare in the harvest season, and it's nice. It's nice to have a bit of time. I'm gonna get these lights wired up here because I want to be able to see what I'm doing when I'm working with the truck at night, or if I'm just have a cabinet open or whatever, right? It's nice to see. So I want to get that done today and see what else we can get done. Let's get to it. So I was thinking what I'm going to do is get these lights kind of put, I'll show you here, up in this corner like I was talking about there last weekend. And on another note, that leak that I tried solving, it leaked even worse. So I'm going to have to go to plan C or whatever plan it is now. And I'm going to try that. It's like that liquid rubber for RV roofs and stuff. Next time I'm in town, I'm going to buy that and then I'm going to coat the whole thing. So I think these lights are kind of nice. And I bought a spare set. They're cheap. They are the Princess Auto Special. 2 lights for $20. I bet you they won't last, 10 years. But I'm sure they will last a year or two until I can get some nice high quality lights. But they have like a strobe on it. You've probably seen it in the past videos with the back strobes on. So it'll have nice working lights and then a nice strobe that'll correspond with the back there, because then you can put your strobes on if you're parked somewhere you maybe shouldn't be parked and you look a little more professional. I don't know, you might get away with it. So I think what I gotta do is, this comes with all the fancy hardware, but instead of putting they give you this kind of bolt. Instead of putting that through and then trying to get a nut and all that fancy shenanigans, I'm gonna go find a self-tapper, like a self-tapping tech screw, I think they're called, that are weather resistant, and just screw into the thing. Should work just as well. So let's go find one of those. I have no idea where they would be. They're somewhere. Okay, so I got a dilemma here. I need to figure out, I'm going to use these, which I had an old one, and I actually ended up getting rid of these, which I wish I kept, because they'd be nice when you I'm trying to decide if I go this way or this way. And I think because I don't really have much, this fits like just like that, and it would end up sticking out a lot more. So I might, probably be the same actually. I think what I'm going to do is take a piece of wood and just go maybe a little bit over and a little bit over and a little this way and a little that way, and then screw this to it with a couple holes and then push that in, and then the wires can go, I think they'll just run into this crack or through here. This is just wood on the bottom, because what I have to do basically is I'm going to make these a three-way. So I'll put one on either side, and I will have exterior lights. And that's really the only three-way, actually, is those exterior lights that I want to do. So I'll do that for exterior. You can turn it on either side. Oh, and then I got to do the interiors on a three-way as well. So we got this 3-inch piece cut. It's approximately 3 inches. It got a little out of track in the middle, but that's okay. So I left 1/2 inch on either side, which I think will look good. And then I think what I'm gonna do is, I think I'll just split this in half. It's 18 inches long. So if I go 9 and double check that, it will be pretty good there. Probably should be doing this the other way. The wind is blowing right at me. Got our 2 pieces here. And now I think what I'm going to do is these pop out really nice. Now I think what I'll do is I will center these. That looks pretty good. If this was straighter, it would look better. But it's going to have to work. So then that lets me self-tap into the container. And then these lights will have, in where that rib goes in the back, will have room for the wires. So, alright, this I got done. They're a pretty messy hole. I was using like a step bit, and I need a new one. But I got it done. It's the next day. I got kind of carried away there. We ended up having to go treat some cows and stuff. There was a few out there that had a bit of foot rot and all that stuff. So we had to get them taken care of first. That's always kind of the priority. But this light, the issue was that I couldn't get this switching where I wanted it inside the cabinet. So I'm going to have to cut a hole, I think, in the side here and put like a nice marine switch or a nice cover and some kind of switch right here, which will then work out nicer because then I can still run my wires under and in. So it's not the worst thing. We just got to wait till we get to town to get the parts to complete that. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna complete that next weekend and finish all that up. So then I'll get the wires ran, the lighting ran, punch the hole in, and do all that. That's the one downfall of being out here for 3 weeks at a time, is you start a project and then you realize you didn't have any actual stuff to finish it. So it's all good. We'll get her done there. And kind of a neat thing we got going here. We got some old bins that were taken down. Got the remnants of it. So after we treated those cows and everything, the guy that I treat cows and stuff and work with, he got a new little pup and wants to teach it how to work cattle and kind of become a useful tool around the farm and stuff, but a little bit easier to teach him with sheep. So another guy we work with has sheep. So we thought, let's go get some sheep off of him. So we went and got 2 sheep. Sheep are way more smart than cattle, I will say that. We get these things back, we get a pen built. I guess the pen we built was not adequate. So we put the dog in there with the 2 sheeps, and the dog latches on, breaks out of the pen, and hits for the main highway. And we were just thinking we were going to lose this damn sheep that we just got after we just wrestled it out of its other home into the trailer to get over here, and we're just about to lose it on the highway because there was a cattle liner coming too. So we're just like, oh, this is gonna end bad. Luckily though, we managed to kind of coax them into a corner where we could rope them, and then we got them roped and we locked them up in the barn for the night. And it was just quite an ordeal. And I thought, oh, I was gonna get back to working on my project here and stuff, but after the cattle and doing that, it was, I think, 8-9 o'clock. So there wasn't much time to do that. So next weekend, we're going to get this project all wrapped up once we get the parts in. And then either the weekend after, the one after that, we will be hitting the road again for I think it'll be like 4 days up to Banff there to see some family and then see some friends as well. So I kind of usually get 4 days when we transition after combining and all that into sugar beets. So it will be a nice break and a nice time to travel. So stick around for that. And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. And we'll see you in next week's video. Thanks for watching.